Hello and thank you for joining us. I'm Cheryl Tan.
And I'm Zach Miller. Welcome to Hampton Roads Business Weekly, a weekly look at the businesses and entrepreneurs making an impact in Hampton Roads.
Today we start with the Firm for Men, a law firm that caters to men going through divorces. I talked with the owner, Jason Swango, about the importance of advertising, especially when targeting such a specific demographic. We are here today with Jason Swango, the founder of the Firm for Men in Virginia Beach. Jason, thanks so much for talking with us today.
Thank you for inviting me. Appreciate it.
You have an interesting business in that it's very niche focused.
That's right.
Meaning you represent only men in family law cases.
That's correct.
So I want to talk about that.
Sure.
And when you started your firm 10 years ago, why that was your singular focus?
Well, I realized that there was a problem in the judicial system, and as it related to men, I felt like men were really disadvantaged and taken advantage of. And so I wanted to bring equality back to that group of people, which is men in general. And I'm a big believer in fathers having their time, their rightful time with their children, as I am a believer in mothers having their rightful time as well. Having 6 kids of my own, I realized the importance of a dad. And I just wanted to be the person that would champion those rights. And so that's exactly what I decided to do, and it's what I did.
So talk about how you got the message out, how you reached out to those particular men, those clients that would work with you.
Well, yeah, I owned a marketing company that had went nationwide in my previous life. So marketing comes very natural to me. I think that even if you spoke with many attorneys around the area, I get calls all the time. They kind of view me sort of as the marketing guru, if you will, certainly in my niche for sure. But you know, you have to go where men are at. And that's what I decided to do. So, you know, there's many different ways to do that. You know, whether it's, you know, digital plays such a huge, it's huge in business now. And, you know, so being on Facebook and doing things that are creative, causing a stir. You know, the problem with the legal field is that most lawyers are just flat out boring people.
I know that you've also done a lot of ads
that
have gotten some attention.
Absolutely.
They're different.
They are.
And maybe that's part of what you're talking about is not being the same. And I think our audience can appreciate that, being in a crowded field.
Yeah.
There are a lot of lawyers out there.
There are.
And being able to stand out in that crowded field, you've been able to do that. What are some of your pieces of advice for those, maybe it's in law, maybe it's in finance, maybe it's in another field. How do you stand out?
Sure. So the first thing is you have to know who you are. You also, I think is important, especially for me, being a man of faith, it's important to know what are you really called to do in life, okay? I know that I'm exactly where God wants me to be right at this moment. I have absolute no doubt about it. Those things can shift and change as time goes on. There's a time and a season for everything. But the other important thing, aside from knowing yourself, and is knowing what you want to do and how do you attack that. I believe in niching yourself. I believe in being different. My ads, as you mentioned, you know, are different. You know, one of the ads was black and white. It says, "She hates us, the firm for men." The reality is that when they go up against us, they do hate us. But that's my job. My job is to get the best for my client, which are always men. Right. Now, that could be portrayed as, well, he's a womanizer. Nothing could be further from the truth. This is business. And so I needed to take a very serious subject, a divorce, child custody, kids not seeing their fathers, and put it in the face of the community so that they understood that I wasn't scared to stand up in front of a judge and advocate for them. If I'm willing to go in front of the community and put ads out there that I'm going to be ridiculed for, how much more am I going to fight for you when we go into court? And that was what was important to me. So there have been a lot of things that we put out there that you know, are edgy, but I'm not a boring guy, I think, as you can tell. And this isn't a boring field. And father's rights is not boring to the dad who can't see his kid.
Not at all.
And so, although some things are may seem to be a little bit funny. It was a way to really grab their attention and let them know we're here.
We'll let them sit up and take notice.
Absolutely.
And that is one way to do it.
That's correct.
Well, congratulations on being successful in being ultra focused in your niche.
Thank you so much.
Thanks so much for talking with us.
I appreciate your time. Thanks.